Interest rates are currently through the roof. Now, that phrase is being thrown out a lot right now, but basically what it boils down to is that it is very expensive right now to borrow money, and it is very lucrative to lend it. Home mortgages and car loans are examples of borrowing money, but most people don't know that keeping your money in a savings account in the bank can earn you interest, and it's sometimes a good way of lending money. Banks actually pay you to put your money in a savings account. They pay you a certain percentage every year just to keep your money there. Now, although institutional banks serve their purpose, like Chase and Wells Fargo, these are not the best places to get a high interest on your savings account. Often these banks that have brick and mortar locations are giving you less than 1% on these savings accounts. Today, I'm going to offer you 2 alternatives to a traditional savings account at a bank. Stay tuned to the end because I really think you can take some practical applications out of today and at least earn a higher interest on the cash that you have sitting in your savings or checking account. If you're new to the channel, my name is Sam, and the purpose of this channel is to help you live a more financially free life. A lot of the things that I talk about on this channel are not taught in schools, and that's one of my biggest gripes about the education system. I'm really passionate about this stuff. I hope you can tell, and I hope that you can learn something from this video. Okay, so we've kind of addressed the problem that traditional banks do not offer a high interest rate on the money that you have sitting in your savings account. So what's the answer? The answer is online banking, okay? So let's get right into it. Online banking is a better form of traditional banks in most aspects. The main reason that these online banks can offer such a great rate of return over a traditional bank like Chase or Wells Fargo is because they have a lot less overhead. They don't have physical branches that you can go into. You have to call and talk to somebody on the phone, which most of their customer service is great, so you don't have to worry about that. So for clarification, these online savings accounts are basically the same as regular savings accounts at traditional banks, but they're better in a lot of ways. So some traditional banks still require a certain monetary amount for you to have in the account, and you can't go below that threshold, and they also may restrict you on how many times you can withdraw every month. So sometimes that's like 5 or 6 times. Most online banks don't have either of these. They don't have a minimum threshold of money you have to keep in there, and they don't have a maximum number of withdrawals. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you today about some of my favorite online savings accounts and what they are currently earning in interest per year. All of these banks that I'm going to tell you about are FDIC insured to at least $250,000. Some of them are more, which we can talk about in another video. But basically that just means that if the banks were to go under, the government is going to insure up to $250,000 of your money. So don't keep more than that in there. Obviously, this is for entertainment purposes only. It's not financial advice. Do some research before you put your money in any of these accounts. The first high yield savings account on this list is with a bank that's been around a long time. They don't really have the highest interest rate currently, but I've had my money with them for a long time. They're great. I love them for a lot of different reasons, and they're super reliable. They have great features such as buckets. You can kind of segment your money within an account, which I think is really neat. But yeah, it's Ally Bank. Fun fact about Ally actually is that they're the #1 provider of car loans in America. I'm not saying that because I think you should go get a car loan. I think you shouldn't. The only reason I say that is to speak to their legitimacy in the financial space online. At the current filming of this video, Ally's interest rate is 4%. I just love them. They're a great platform. I've been using them for a while. Like I said, they don't currently have the highest interest rate, so I would put your money into another one of these accounts right now, but maybe it'll go up in the future, and they're just a good online bank to have. The next 2 are SoFi with a 4.3% interest rate and Marcus by Goldman Sachs with a 4.15 interest rate. I personally don't have money in either of these accounts, but I have friends that have money in here and they've been very happy, and their interest rate is pretty high right now. So I would look into those as a good option as well. And last but not least, my favorite one, and I think that has the highest interest rate on the internet right now from what I've found, is Wealthfront with 4.55%. I'm going to leave a link down below. Don't feel obligated to use it, but if you do, it helps out the channel. I really like them. I have my Roth IRA with them. I have an individual investing account. I have my online savings account. I have a lot of my money with Wealthfront, and I've been very happy. Their interface is super friendly. It has your net worth, and it kind of shows you projections throughout your life at where you're going to top out at based on a couple different metrics that you put in. I love their platform. Great to use, and they have the highest interest rate right now. Link is in the description if you'd like to check them out. I really cannot say enough good things about Wealthfront. I've used them for probably 7-8 years now, ever since my brother sent me a referral code back in the day. So check them out. I think it's really worthwhile. Those are my favorite online savings accounts. Now we'll get into this kind of bonus one that is really booming right now, and that's treasury bills or T-bills. So what are T-bills or treasury bills? So T-bills are short-term debt obligations backed by the US government, the Treasury Department in particular. They are sold in denominations of 100 and have maturity dates between 4 and 52 weeks. T-bills are very similar to certificate of deposits or CDs that are held at traditional banks. CDs are basically where you just lock up your money for a set amount of time for a set interest rate with a financial institution. And a great thing about T-bills is the only tax you will pay is federal tax. So if you're in a state like Texas, it doesn't matter because they don't have state or local income tax. But if you're in a state like California, like me, once the money that you've put in there matures and you get that, 5% on your money, you will only have to pay a federal income tax on that, not a state or local, which is great. Also, something important about T-bills is that they are zero coupon bonds. So like I said earlier, you're buying these T-bonds in denominations of 100, but you're actually purchasing the discounted rate, and then when the bond matures, you're getting the full face value of that. So I'll explain that right now. So for example, hypothetical situation here, because these interest rates are not exact, but let's say you're buying a 52-week T-bill, okay, and your annual interest rate, your APY, annual percentage yield, is 5%. When you buy that bond today, you're buying it at $95, and then when it matures in a year, you're getting the full face value of $100. So that's the 5% over the course of the whole year. This is different than dividend stocks that pay out quarterly a dividend, that interest. You will only get the interest on your principal when the bond matures in a year. So you're not getting a check every month from the Treasury Department. You're paying the $95 today, and in a year, you're collecting the full face value of that. So you're buying these at a discounted rate. Treasury bills are considered very low risk because they're backed by the US government, and a lot would have to go wrong in order for the government to not pay back your money. So they're very safe. To purchase them, go to treasurydirect.gov. You can purchase them through a broker like Public or another brokerage platform, but I would say just go directly through the website. It's pretty easy to use, and you can set up an account for free. Friends, thank you so much for watching. That's all I have for you today. I hope that you found this video useful and that you can use an online savings account to get higher interest, or maybe even treasury bills. I really hope that you found this video helpful. Leave a comment down below on things that you'd like to see in the future, on financial questions that you might have, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks for watching.